guys, welcome back to my channel and hello, hi. This is one of the most, I think, anticipated videos that I was supposed to make, but I'm a bit late. But that's okay because I've kind of carried my thoughts around the book of Shortlist now, and here I am. So, first of all, this is going to be a very short video where I tell you my thoughts about the shortlist and what I am actually expecting, and also I kind of did get like a good amount of books correct this time. So I got 4 out of 6 books correct and went wrong with 2 books. But that being said, let's get on to this video. So my predicted shortlist, right? For me, as per my predicted shortlist, this is it. This is what I predicted would be actually shortlisted. However, that didn't happen, and instead 2 books that I mentioned were incorrect, and that's why this thing looks like this. So somewhere at the bottom you'll see the book swap. But that being said, I am not surprised. Does that make sense? Because earlier, like when I was watching a lot of reviews and reading about what people had to say, I kind of gauged that this was a very safe shortlist per se, because a lot of these books are crowd loved, like public loves all of these books, and I do have thoughts about like one particular book, but let's dissect this one by one. So the first book in the list is A Passage North by Aruth Pragasam. I hope I pronounced the last name correctly, but A Passage North is actually a stream of consciousness book which is set in Sri Lanka, and it's kind of something that people are loving because it talks about his days in north of Sri Lanka, somewhat before the war, I think, and it's like his whole he's on a train journey basically, and I'm looking forward to this book the most out of the entire list because of the fact that it's a stream of consciousness book and it's supposed to be well written. So I'm still debating whether I should get like a Kindle version or a physical copy of the book. Yeah, that's still under debate, but I'm thinking of actually getting the physical copy. So let's see how that goes. The next book in this list is The Promise by Damon Galgut. And again, for me, like I knew that this would be in the shortlist because a lot of people had predicted it already. The reason why I want to read this book is because it talks about racism and apartheid in South Africa, but then it's a very wide perspective on it, which I'm curious about because generally any kind of racist works by white people are kind of looked down upon in the book community, but apparently people love this a lot. So I am like looking forward to read this, and I do have like some expectations for the first 2 books that I just mentioned. Now moving on to the third book in this list, and that's something that I've already spoken about a lot of times during my Women's Prize videos as well, and that is No One Is Talking About This by Patricia Lockwood. Now we need to like sit back and think about this a bit, because I did think about this real hard and I was trying to be as unbiased as possible, because for me it was a shock that this was a part of the shortlist, and my reaction as well. You'll see my reaction somewhere in the clip here, because I actually recorded myself reacting to the shortlist, and now it's just that why is this book here? That was my first reaction. I'm not a huge fan of this book. I don't think it should have been shortlisted, but I kind of get why this was shortlisted. Most probably because they want to be like a more public friendly, a very reader friendly thing. Like Booker is not supposed to be very elitist or something like that now, but it should be like something that the public can read, and that's what the prize has been moving towards, something more towards commercialism and commercial books and stuff like that. Basically this is form of a shortlisted book that would attract Gen Z towards the book, because from what I understand, a lot of people who are very active on social media, especially Twitter, really love this book. So I'm just like, okay, fine. I mean, I don't like it, my personal choice, but maybe this is something needed for the Booker Prize to go commercial or public. But maybe I'm just being harsh, but this is not being harsh. This is me being genuine on why I'm trying to like remove that form of bias within me. Make sense? I don't know. So that being said, the next one is The Fortune Men by Nadifa Muhammad, that I'm actually liking a lot. This is the book that I'm reading currently, and I totally was rooting for this book to be in the shortlist because it talks about a Somali man's wrongful conviction in the 50s, like, post World War II, when there were a lot of Jamaicans and West Indians who had moved to the UK, my bad, who had moved to the UK to kind of fill in the jobs that people had left fighting for their country. So it's very interesting. I like it, and for me, like, it's some sort of like a take on politics and legality, like the legal framework during that time. And you can see that, if you can see right through the legal loopholes in the process when you read the book. But I really like it. Like, when I say legal loopholes, it means legal loopholes in the wrongful conviction. But it's interesting and I like it, and I was totally rooting for this to be in the shortlist. So yeah, and this is also one of the crowd favorites, so that's that. And the next one is Bewilderment by Richard Powers, and this is something that I was not expecting the shortlist. Maybe because I didn't like the O story. I was like, yeah, Richard Powers, whatever. Plus, this book has not been made available in India or any other country yet. I mean, it's available in the global north, from what I know, but it's not available in Asian countries, and it's going to be released on 21st September out here. So I'm waiting to kind of read the book. Will I get a physical copy of the book? Maybe not. But will I get a Kindle version? Maybe, yes. But if the Kindle version is like more expensive, I'll get the physical copy. So that's cool. But yeah, I'm looking forward to actually reading this. I am having some kind of high hopes. Maybe I should not, like, now the reason why I don't like the story specifically is because of I just felt like he was a pantser. Like, Richard Powers is a pantser. A pantser is a person who, like, just puts in a lot of, like, characters inside, and then the story just flows as per the characters in a haphazard manner. And that's why I didn't like the overstory, but I really like the information and the details and the trees and the stuff in the book. So I'm expecting the same thing to happen with Bewilderment, where he's a bit more of a plotter and not a pantser, and I'm expecting to enjoy the book. So that's that. And the last one is The Great Circle. So this is again something that I predicted would be in a shortlist. Like I said, like, if you watched like enough shortlist predictions and enough reviews of the books, then it's easy to kind of guess the shortlist. That's what I realize now, because I was kind of like hoping to get to this book only if it gets shortlisted, because it's a huge chunky book. And yes, I'm going to get to this book soon enough. And I'm interested in the story as well, because it's about a plane and a pilot, blah blah stuff. And I don't want to know much about the story, but then I was like thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, I think I'll read the book on audio so that my experience is enhanced, and then let's see how it goes from there. So yeah, to conclude, the two books that I got wrong were No One Is Talking About This and Bewilderment, and I was expecting instead Clara and the Sun and one more other book to go in, which I don't remember now, sadly. One sec. Yes, so the other one that I selected was Sweetness of Water, I think. And the reason I selected this is because I just wanted to put some American on the list, but I kind of like was wary of this book a bit because of the fact that it's kind of like much like The Prophets, which a lot of people liked and a lot of people didn't like. So that was, I think, just a guess. It was Clara and the Sun and the Prophets. Sorry, not the Prophets, my bad. The Sweetness of Water for me, but then it actually got replaced by No One Is Talking About This and Bewilderment. So yeah. So yes, that's my reaction. Those are my thoughts. It's not a reaction. Those are my thoughts on the shortlist, and it's not bad. Like, I like the shortlist. It's not a bad shortlist. Except for one book, I think. The others are something that I'm looking forward to read, and I'm hoping to finish the shortlist soon enough to make a winner prediction video soon. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what are your thoughts and what do you think about the shortlist. Thank you so much. Bye.